My project is over the occasional work table, or also known as a side table. My project had 5 different main parts: A, B, C, D, and E. A is the legs, B is the apron, C is the long frame, D is the shortcut, and E is the panel. Each leg is through 19 by 3/4, but I kept it a little bit longer. I left it at 21 so that the leg would sit up higher to my couch. The apron is 12 by 3/4, and the long frame is 3 by 18. The short frame is 3 by 12, and the panel is 12 by 1/2. I bought my wood from Manson Hardware Store. It costed $75. I got 5 pieces of wood to make the table. The wood was oak and the middle piece was walnut. I used a table saw, bandsaw, radial arm saw, and the Craig drill bit kit, and did a lot of sanding. As you can see here, I'm using a hand router to round the edges of my table down. This is a very long process that needs time to be taken on it. Here I'm using the Craig drill, and this uses special bits that you drill into the bottom of your table. That way you can't see where you screwed in the top to the bottom. This step is followed after gluing the 5 pieces together. I glued the apron and the 2 long frames and 2 short frames together. I used the gluing table to press these together and mini clamps. The way to figure out which holes you have to drill, there are 3 different holes on the Craig setup, A, B, and C. You have to use the book to decide which drill bit size you need and which holes you have to cut depending on the width of the board. My board was 3/4, so I used A and B. Drilling these holes can be a bugger if you don't have the right angle. Here is a video after I had glued the apron on top, glued the side pieces, and then screwed in where I drilled the Craig holes. And then after this I have to fill the Craig holes with little pieces of wood. That way you can't see the holes from the bottom side. Here's what the Craig holes look like after I filled them with the little pieces of wood. I had to sand the wood down on the round sander to make them fit in, and then I had to glue them in place and then sand over top of that to get them to slide in right. I did a lot of freehand sanding. I did this by either holding a piece of sandpaper in my hand or stapling a piece to a block of wood. I went with a natural coat of stain and with the can of wipe-on poly. I really like the natural stain. As you can see here, you can tell the difference of just a regular wood and how it looks with the stain on. You really need to get in the edges of the wood to make sure that you get every inch of the wood, get up in the cracks and along the top sides. When applying the stain on the top, you need to go in one direction to make all the lines the same direction, and then if there's a piece of wood going the other direction, you need to take one swipe. Little swipes aren't good because you can see where you stopped and picked up again. This is a video of the finished project. This is after the 10th coat of poly, and I only did one coat of natural stain. As you can tell, the poly puts an extra shine on the project and makes it look great.